Academy is part of the Talanta Hela initiative. And these are young people who were selected by scouts during the school's ball games. And they were selected across 9 disciplines. And they were selected from across the country because this was going on right from the regional level. And they were brought here for training. They were brought here for scouting. And I can combine this answer with a question raised by, I believe it was Honorable Umi, who wanted to know whether this Talent Academy, which we hosted here, was just an opportunity for young people to come here, or whether there was any deliberate effort for scouting. And I want to assure this House that this National Talent Camp is one of the key deliverables of the Talanta Hela initiative. And I assure this House that the Talanta Hela initiative is actually on and it is rolling. This National Talent Camp, the Talanta Hela Intercounty Football Program, the Creatives Economy Program that is going on, a lot of activities are going on in the Talanta Hela space. And during this talent camp, all federations participated in the various disciplines, rugby, football, and the rest. And the purpose of federations participating is that we wanted them to start selecting players from this level for teams under those federations. For instance, we expect that the Kenya Rugby Union must have identified some young talents for progression to the Kenya Under-20 rugby team. The national team technical benches participated. We had the national coach of the Harambee Starlets, the national football women team. We had the national technical bench of Harambee Stars, and the purpose was to start picking talents at this level. Because for football, for instance, Kenya has never had a national under-15 team or national under-17 or under-19 team. The purpose of this program is to start constructing age-capped teams because that's the best way to feed the national team and ensure that Kenya is supremely competitive. And it is during this program that we also announced that 3 young Kenyans had actually won scholarships to progress to foreign academies. Aldrin Kibet, Alvin Kasavuli, Moses Wamalwa have all been admitted to the NSA Academy in Spain to advance their footballing talents. So the camp is not just about coming together and gathering children together. The camp is actually to provide an ecosystem where they can receive elite training and they can progress to develop their talents to the next level. Quickly to Honorable KJ. Honorable KJ has asked 2 very significant questions. The question on FKF, we are fully aware, Honorable Speaker, on the status of FKF, including the legal conundrum. But we had an arrangement with FIFA, and that arrangement was to progress FKF to a point where they can hold elections, because we have had serious issues in this federation. And I do expect that FKF should hold their elections as scheduled, because that is one way of starting to put the whole footballing ecosystem on a new keel. On the question of Azam TV vis-a-vis KBC, I want to tell this House that again, as part of the monetization agenda of Talanta Hela, we have taken cognizance of the fact that all corporate sponsorship took flight from Kenyan sports. Live broadcasts took flight from football. All the interest that we have had previously in sports has disappeared because of mismanagement, because improper running of this space. But I'm glad to report to this House that a package has been put in place. Allow me not to go into those details because it has not been officially made public and there are a number of partners involved, but I can confirm to this House that KBC is right at the heart of that program. And we believe that KBC must be afforded opportunity to build its capacity to become a serious broadcaster. And you must have seen that we gave KBC the opportunity to broadcast the Safari Rally. We gave KBC the opportunity to broadcast the National Ball Games finals in Buhungu. We gave them the rights to do that broadcast live. And we are slowly assisting KBC to build its muscle. It is going to be part of a package that includes two major things. Number one, a sponsorship package that will see money going straight to clubs. And number two, a live broadcast package. Very soon, the details will be made public, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Rindikiri, I got your question on the Kenya Deaf handball team. And the challenge we had with this particular assignment was the visa issuance by the Embassy of Denmark. Among the challenges we face daily is the late processing of requests by federations when they're preparing teams for international assignments. These requests come late. It becomes a big challenge to process funding, and it is an even bigger challenge to deal with visas. And as you know, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, the ministry does not have control over issuance of visa. If you apply late for visa, it becomes extremely difficult for visa to be issued. And this is a matter where we have developed new regulations, and we are planning to have a retreat or a meeting with the federations to share the package we have put together.
What is out of order, Honorable Emase?
No, I have all the speakers. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I was just wondering, I want to believe that most of the sporting events are known much in advance for the whole year and even beyond. Is the minister in order to say there is a delay in preparation of the visas, which is without its control, when we know that most of these sporting events at such a time? Why can't the visas be prepared in advance? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, definitely calendars of events are normally known, but participation in these events is something that is initiated by the Federation. It's the Federation that is affiliated to the relevant international organization. It's the Federation that gets the right to participate, and it's the Federation that then brings a request. And it is true that more often than not, we receive very, very late requests. And it is something which we have put together a framework to help federations handle this matter a lot more smoothly. Honorable KK, thank you on your statement about Buhungu, and I can confirm that indeed all the drama and film festival, the music festival that we had, the concert in Nakuru today with His Excellency the President, and the ball games were fully funded by this ministry to the tune of 267 million Kenya shillings. And we have worked very, very closely with the Kenya Secondary School Sports Association and the Kenya Primary School Sports Association. And that whole program is part of our rolling out the Talanta Hela initiative. As I have already said, the back end of the Talanta Hela system is something that is being sorted out, and as soon as that is sorted out, then live streaming of that can start right away. Honorable Abu Ahmed, we are aware of the issue you raised on the swimmers that went to Japan, but I also want to make it clear here that the regulations of the Sports, Arts, and Social Development Fund only allow the ministry to provide support through federations or through associations. It's the body that brings a request. And the challenge we continue to have with swimming is because of this challenge with the federation. As soon as we are able to sort this out, as soon as we are able to agree with the World Aquatics, that the committee we put in place can take responsibility for the swimmers, then it should be possible to offer some support to our swimmers, both for the qualifiers and for the Olympics. And of course, participation in the Olympics is dependent on qualification. Honorable Mutunga, your invitation to the book award, the book launch, I can confirm to you while on my feet that if the book launch is tomorrow, I would be more than glad. I love books. Promotion of the literary arts is one of the areas which we need to improve. And certainly, Kenya could do with more writing, more production of books. And so I'll be more than happy, Honorable Mutunga, to come and join you for the launch of this book. There was a question from Honorable Waluke on the 100 million given to sportsmen, sportswomen, and could this be the source of my my troubles? What I can say is that we have really not treated our sportsmen and women right. You may want to know, honorable members, that the 100 million shillings that Honorable Waluke refers here was largely to, number one, clear outstanding awards going back to the year 2010. There are athletes who competed and represented this country from 2010 and they had not been paid their awards. We were able, honorable members, to clear all that backlog, and we were also able, for the first time in the history of this country, to offer something to our legends. We honored our legends who have competed for this country for the last 60 years. And so I believe that that is a good way of spending money. Our athletes, our sportsmen and women are the goose that lays the golden egg, and we must acknowledge and reward them appropriately. And through the Hongera Awards, we'll continue to do this every single year. Honorable Justice asked a fundamental question. We have lost a hold on some of the events where we have reigned supreme, like the steeplechase. We could only manage a bronze medal yesterday during the steeplechase finals in Budapest. And I want to inform this honorable house that I have sat down with Athletics Kenya and I have challenged them to go back to the drawing board so that we can reclaim our glory in our traditional strong sports. And I am happy to also report that after that engagement, Athletics Kenya has submitted to the ministry a blueprint for youth development requiring 64 million Kenya shillings, which is being considered to go back to primary schools, to go back to the basics. Steeplechase requires special training. Steeplechase requires special equipment. The ministry has accepted to make special investment for Kenya to bounce back in steeplechase, because it's an area where we have definitely lost our way. Honorable member for Keses on Kipchoge. Kipchoge is among the facilities, as I said at the beginning, that our sporting infrastructure had really gone under. Until last Saturday, when Kakamega Homeboys played the Libyan team Al Hilal, Kenya did not even have a stadium approved by FIFA or CAF. We had to do emergency rehabilitation on Nyayo to be approved by CAF for that game of Homeboys. We have a master plan, and I would be glad to share with this honorable house that part of the Talanta Hela program is a sports and arts master plan on how to improve our infrastructure. That master plan includes revamping our international stadia so that CAF and FIFA can be comfortable with them. And as you know, we have put in a bid to host the Africa Cup of Nations 2027. We have made tenders for rehabilitation of stadia, and this Kip Keino is among them. These tenders were opened on 17th of this month for rehabilitation of Kasarani, Nyayo, in Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret. As we await this program to start, we were able to do some emergency rehabilitation of Kip Keino, and that is why Kip Keino was able to host the Devolution Conference Games, which again I had the honor to open myself. Honorable Kangombe, when I mentioned the issue of the account, I meant account details given by some of the athletes. There were a bit of issues which are being sorted out, and I believe that money should reach athletes within a week, as I have confirmed here. Concrete measures for swimmers, I have made it very clear here that we want to agree with World Aquatics on a program where we can have a joint effort between World Aquatics and the government of Kenya to resolve these issues. It will be important to get this court case out of court and get these factions on the table so that we can get Kenya Aquatics back on track. Because the people who are suffering are our swimmers and not those who are fighting. Finally, there was a question from the Honorable Chief Whip that was reiterating a question raised by the Honorable Majority Leader. That question on participation in Doha and in Paris. The undertaking I can give, and I have already given, let me reiterate it, is that we want to agree with World Aquatics to accelerate the process of withdrawing this case from court, of getting the elections for Kenya Aquatics done, and getting Kenya Aquatics back to be able to undertake their mandate, because ultimately this is the mandate of Kenya Aquatics. And as we do that, we want to agree with World Aquatics on a framework that could allow our swimmers to compete, even if that process is delayed. That is the best way to support these athletes. Honorable Bensunda, I have prepared all the records of the issues I have referred to, and it is a whole world of records here, including the state of sports as we found it, as we inherited it, and as I have repeatedly said, we found Kenyan sports in a mess, a total mess. The efforts we have made to start revamping infrastructure, to create a pipeline for talents, to monetize the creatives and talents generally, and to just make sure that Kenya maintains her pedigree as a top competing nation. All this is in the records that we have, and we'll gladly leave them here with the Honorable House. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable CS. I can note that there are still very many people, or several people, who have follow-up questions. I have noted Honorable Ababu, Honorable Irene Mayaka, Honorable Rueda, Honorable Rindikiri, but as the Majority Leader had presented, this will be done in the follow-up session. I will therefore request that we let the CS out at this point so that we can proceed with the business of the House. Honorable Shakil, you've just walked in. You've just walked in. Honorable CS, kindly take your leave. Next order.